the microphone back a little bit. There we go. That's a lot better. All right, looks like we are live. Everything looks to be copacetic right now. And how is everyone doing right now? How is everyone doing? We're going to officially get started in about like 4 more minutes, like 35. We'll go ahead and officially begin. I'll go ahead and do the intro. But who got in the chat right now? Dave Miller, how you doing? Stitch, my man. Safe travels, man. Be safe on that flight. XYY1X, what's going on? Caden Lieberman, what's going on? Ronald Hoover, hello, how you doing, man? Fidel, my main man. Squirrely Nuts Airsoft, how you doing? Bays West. Jim the Mad Viking, what's going on, dude? Are you in Spain minus the S? Casper, what's going on, dude? Nathan Earn. Brewer, my man. Jester, how you doing? Team Shadow Airsoft, what's going on? All right, guys. Yeah, we'll officially get started in like 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes, and we'll officially begin. In the meantime, I'm gonna chew my glizzy real quick. I am very hungry right now. What's going on, Ghost? Apologies for eating. Traffic was atrocious coming out here. Absolutely atrocious coming out here. Coming back from work, passing downtown LA. Always terrible. But for whatever reason, just recently, it's been really bad. Like, it's slowed to a crawl. So, apologies for me eating. I'm just very hungry. Jim, that like blew out a tire. I messed up my back changing. Oh, Jim, dude, that sucks, bro. Take some like Tylenol or something, or some Advil, man. Help, like, relieve some of that pain, brother. Ice it too, if you can. Ice it. What are you eating? I am eating a. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and bring it up to the camera now. I am eating myself a nice homemade glizzy, real quick. A chili glizzy, homemade chili, and just some hot dog wieners. How am I doing? That ASMR though, no, that I'm so sorry if the ASMR is pretty gross. Yeah, we'll officially get started in like 2 more minutes. Good and sound good. All right, cool. Yeah, if the audio sounds a little off, let me know, guys. I can go ahead and make the adjustments as necessary. Same thing with video. If it's a little off, just let me know. I can fix it. I can fix that. That was good, dude. Honestly, like, I don't know what it is, but just I think it's just one of those things, right? Because I eat so little like throughout the day, like food just tastes so much better when I eventually get to eat it. It tastes so good when you're starving. I got my, let's see, this comes from Nathan. I got both my mystery boxes today. One was the base Octurus in black, and the other was the RAC Scarab. Nice, bro. Nice, dude. Those are both good guns. Honestly, you're going to be very happy with the performance of both of those. I love my Octuruses, and I love my classic armies. Okay, I'll answer this question. We haven't officially started, but I'll answer this one. Can you explain to this boomer what a glizzy is? Asking for a friend. Casper, don't worry, man. I got you. I am a bit of a boomer myself, man. When it comes to technology, I don't know, man. Like, there are some things, especially when it comes to like setting up like the computers, right, for live streaming. Whenever I get like technical issues, I get so mad, like, and I just do what you're told. But a glizzy is a hot dog wiener. That's like the biggest thing. It's just a hot dog wiener or a sausage wiener. Glizzies come in all forms, shapes, and sizes, right? But yeah, as far as like who like started calling it that, I honestly don't know. The first person I ever heard say it actually was Boaz, and it was just like ever since then I've just been having to go ahead and like just going along with it. The Glizzy Gobbler. See, 7:35. All right, why don't we go ahead and officially start? What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the No Flight List live stream. My name is Isaias. I'm going to be your host for today's episode. Thank you for everyone that decided to go ahead and join on the live stream. It means the absolute world to me that you guys decided to hang out, choose to spend your free time hanging out with not only me, but with the rest of the Mayo Gang. And we're here to go ahead and answer some questions. If you guys are new to the stream, First of all, thank you for watching. Much appreciated. We do a Q&A live stream every Tuesday called No Flightless Live Stream, where I answer any and all Airsoft-related questions. So if you have an Airsoft question, especially if you're a newer player, don't be shy. Do not be shy at all. I don't bite unless you want me to. I can go ahead and answer any and all questions you might have. Again, if you're looking for any sort of product recommendations, if you want to know what gun's going to work best for what do I honestly think about certain products that we carry, or my recommendations, my experience with them. You know, I've been playing for 14 years, and while I don't profess to be any sort of like expert by any means, I do know a couple things here and there, and I do know a couple useful tips and tricks. So if you guys want to go ahead and ask any questions, feel free to do so. I will ask that you put the letter Q in front of your question. That way it's a lot easier for me to identify the question. Things can get lost in the chat, but having a Q definitely helps. Again, it helps me identify it a little bit easier. You are more than welcome to ask your question more than once. However, much appreciated if you would not spam it. So if you start spamming it, we're going to have to start banning, and we don't want to do that. It's not going to be fun for anyone. So just make sure that you ask your question once, maybe twice. I will come to your question. I will get to it, and I will answer it as best as I possibly can. Now, before we get started, I want to go on and give off some promos right now. You guys already know this is a tradition, right? Right now, the Platinum 20th Anniversary Mystery Box is still available for sale right now, $174.98, and you automatically get free shipping. Automatic free shipping. That should already pique your interest, right? And the prize list on here is absolutely insane. We got the limited edition Arcturuses, we got the 240, we got the Mark 46s, we got the 416s, we got some G&G 308 in here. We got the VFC BCM rifle, some LCTs, KWA Ronin T10, some Zion Arms PW9s, and the R15. Oh, dude. And the MGC4 Mark II is on here as well, which is an absolute banger of a prize, right? So not only are you going to be winning an amazing prize, guaranteed, because you're going to be winning something off that list, you will be getting 10 entries into the Shopping Spree giveaway that we got going on this coming Thursday. It's only 2 days away, so make sure that you place yours. Remember, the only thing you need to do in order to be entered into the giveaway is place a $20 plus order. Right, that's literally it. $20 plus order, and you are automatically in, and you have a shot at winning the big prize pot of $600. However, I got some extra promos for you here, guys, because again, we want to go ahead and give back to the community as much as we possibly can. For this live stream only, any $50 order placed before 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that is going to be the end of the live stream, you will be getting 5 entries into the Shopping Spree giveaway. Remember, the order has to be $50 or above. It can be an accumulation of things. As long as the subtotal is $50 or more, you will be entered. Now, if it's an order for a airsoft gun that is $100 or more, you will be getting 10 entries into the Shopping Spree giveaway. And again, you have to place it before 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is going to be the end of the live stream. That's when it's over. Once 9:30 hits, that's it. The promos are donezo. Make sure to go ahead and place your orders. Get as many entries as you possibly can. Everyone has a shot at winning. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So make sure you place your orders with the guys that are going to reward you the absolute best at Airsoft GI. All right, now with that said, why don't we go ahead and, also beforehand, if we do have a very limited number of the Arcturus PE models. So these are going to be the models that come pre-installed with a 13-to-1 gear set, high torque motor, and a pre-installed paired MOSFET. Quantities are very limited, especially for the SP1 carbine. Especially this guy. This guy's been flying off the shelf. So make sure that you place your orders now while you still can. Because again, these are limited edition. All 5 of these models are going to be very limited. So once they run out, that's going to be it. They're not coming back. At least not in their same iteration anyway. And then we have a ton of guns that are on a shocker deal right now. We're talking like literally G&G, ENC, Tokyo Marui, right? Some of these G&G, like the GR25 Sniper, that's on a shocker deal. The VFC 416's on a shocker deal right now. The Tokyo Marui AK Storm Next Generation Recoil Shock's on a shocker deal. Like, what the hell? It's absolute insanity going on right now on the sales section. Make sure that you take advantage, because remember, that timer is 100% legit. Once that timer goes, that's it. Adios. You missed out. So make sure that you place your orders and take advantage. I believe even like the VFC 416, the MP7 AEG was actually on a shocker deal as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was on the second page. Yeah, there it is, right? Even the MP7's on a shocker deal. What the fuck, man? Absolute banger. Absolute bangers here. That, again, got to take advantage while you can, because these deals are running out. So place your orders while you can and follow these promos. Get your entries in. All right, now with that said, why don't we go ahead and start answering some Airsoft questions. All right, make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Caden Leithman. Isaias, I'm apologizing in advance. I have so many questions that I've come across the week. Caden, don't worry, dude. Do not worry. I want to help as many people as I possibly can. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Make sure I'm not missing any questions. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the most recent ones. I think it's just taking a minute for the chat to go ahead and catch up. Okay, let's see here. Waiting for this. Wow, this is really slow right now. Yeah, okay, just waiting for this. Remember, guys, also, too, forgot to go ahead and mention, if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and share this live stream with as many people as you possibly can. Again, if you know anyone, and I do mean anyone that's at all remotely interested in Airsoft, make sure to go ahead and let them know, to go ahead and swing our way, that we can help them out as much as possible, and to leave a like on the live stream as well. YouTube has really not been, has really kind of been almost kind of bullying. I'm not going to say bullying, but it feels like it. Kind of been bullying us recently as far as sharing our videos across. And again, the algorithm just really does not seem to like us. Don't know why, but, you know, every and all possible means of support is greatly appreciated, and that includes liking the live stream and sharing it as much as possible. Again, it could literally be the dumbest question. I do not mind. I want to go on and make sure that everyone who's trying to get into Airsoft or is concerned or maybe doubts about jumping on a certain product, ask me. I do not mind helping you out. DJ, what's going on, man? What is going on? All right, this one comes from Caden. Leaving. Does the 113mm Unicorn Airsoft Interbarrel work with the Vorse 4.3 high kappa? The 113, I believe that one. Let's see. I don't remember if that one was AEG or GBB spec. Let's double check. Unicorn. You know what? Instead of I'm gonna open up a new tab. There we go. Unicorn Airsoft. I'm pretty sure that was GBB, but let me double check. Airsoft 113mm. Yeah, it should be compatible with it. Here's the thing, the Vorse high kappas and the Ravens, because again, I don't know if you saw the video, highly recommend you check it out on our YouTube channel. That was actually a very, very good video that we covered going over the Vorse and Raven pistols. It's kind of what you get out of the box, kind of a simple overview. I was actually very proud of that video. I hosted that one. But yeah, we found out like later too, we knew ahead of time, but we just wanted to confirm. Cisco was able to completely disassemble a Vorse high kappa and like put it and swap with a bunch of like TM aftermarket components, and yeah, it worked great. Like they're fully compatible, and that includes bucking and interbarrel. You can swap that out with whatever you'd like. Yeah, so it'll definitely work. This comes from Nathan. Now that I have this awesome Scarab, where can I find a LiPo battery that will fit the compartment? Okay, so that's actually a very good question. So when it comes to all the Scarab models, they are going to be a little bit tight and cramped when it comes to their battery compartment. However, it is still possible to work around it. What you would want to get is going to be a 11.1 volt LiPo battery, because honestly, like, I mean, you can run a 7.4 if you really want to, but it's going to sound slow, man. Honestly, 11.1 is the only way to go, I feel like, with those bad boys. But, again, individual preference. What I prefer is going to be the tri-panel. This 1,100 milliamperage tri-panel is fairly affordable, $24. Order, and you get yourself an entry in the shop. Make sure to add this to a subtotal so you can get up to $50, and you get yourself 5 entries. I'm just saying, 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. Definitely don't want to miss out. But yeah, this is going to be the battery that I would most recommend for this. It's going to be a little tight. Again, you're going to have to fit each of these like stacks onto each side of the outer barrel, because again, you have to remove the lower Picatinny rail portion, take that off, and then you have to put this guy in. So one on each side and then one on the bottom. That's usually what I do, and that seems to work very well on all the Scarab models, be it the RAC, is it the SAR? Yeah, pretty much all the Scarab versions are going to be compatible with this battery. This is the one that I'd probably recommend you go with. You can go with a 7.4, just make sure it's a split type as well. Yeah, as long as you're going with like a super thin split type, that's going to be the easiest way to get a battery to fit in there, because it can be a little tight. That was my one, if nothing else, that was my biggest gripe about that gun, was the battery compartment. But thankfully, an 11.1 does fit in there, and I've tested it multiple times. I got an email with my order saying I was entered in a giveaway with an order over $20. Will that giveaway be happening during the stream? I'm assuming at the end of the stream, if so. This comes from Hunter Sharp. That's a very good question, Hunter. So no, the giveaway is done once a week. We do it every week on Thursdays. Today's stream is a Q&A live stream, so if you have any questions, obviously like you did, you would put a Q in there. It could be anything regarding Airsoft, but yeah, that's actually a good question. For the giveaway itself is going to be happening Thursday. The live stream for that starts at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be the exact same, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Cisco is going to be hosting that live stream. The cutoff for all orders to be entered into that giveaway is going to be that same Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Once 6:30 hits, all the orders placed afterwards are going to be counted towards the next giveaway, not that one. At that point, Cisco will be going over the entire list of all the qualifying orders. He'll be putting in a raffle, right, and a random.org, and then he'll be able to call a winner, right? If the winner's present, like say Hunter Sharp, if your name is called, if you end up being the winner, which you very well could be, right? If your name ends up being called, you're going to have to be watching the live stream in order to know that, because we don't email, we don't call. You're going to have to be watching the live stream. That's the only thing we ask, that you actually watch the live stream. If your name is called, they're going to ask for the order number and the last 4 digits of your telephone number to confirm that it is indeed you that did win. Because again, if you don't put that information in the live chat when we call your name, you'll have like 10 minutes to do so. If you don't do it within the 10 minutes, that's it. The prize ends up stacking, which is why last time we had a $3,000 giveaway. It was insane. $3,000, right? It stacked that much because people kept thinking, oh, there's no way that I can win. And sure enough, their names were called and they just weren't there. So, it is what it is. It stacks, right? Let's see. This one comes from Aaron R. Which Masada or ACR is the best on the market right now in terms of platform to upgrade on? Let's take a look on Masada. I guess there's a couple different routes you can go with, right? There's the most common ones that I know are going to be like the A&K Masadas, and then there's also the KWA one, right? The KWA PTS Masadas. Honestly, just for the price alone, I'd say jump on the PTS. Masada, this ACR, right? Because again, look at that. It's on a shocker deal. What the fuck? What the hell? It's on a shocker deal. It's so good. Again, like I absolutely love this gun. You know what the first time I saw this gun was? Believe it or not, was in the anime Jormungand. I remember seeing it there, and I was like, yo, this gun is sick, right? Justin and I, storefront rep, we saw it together, and we were both like, oh, that gun looks dope, right? And we were absolutely in love with this thing. Him especially, right? He owns this one specifically, and he's been rocking this for years, literally years. This thing is absolutely gorgeous, right? And this is still using the KWA LM4 system, so you are still able to find upgrade components for it. You can upgrade this bad boy. Justin has as well, but even then, you don't really need to do anything. Now, if you wanted to go the AEG route, but like 386, it's so... Okay, putting the price aside, right, I would say... Yeah, let's go this one. You can go the A&K one, right? That is an AEG, and that one should be using a version 2 gearbox as well. You can upgrade them. However, I do believe that the hop-up chamber, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a while, but I do remember the hop-up chamber being proprietary, so that's one thing you can change on. However, Bucking's inner barrels, you are able to do so, right? Highly recommend you would swap out for like a unicorn barrel, and you're sitting pretty. But other version 2 upgrade components in the gearbox itself should be compatible. It should be fairly easy to do so. So if you were just looking for a base gun to just start upgrading the shit out of, this is not a bad option. 292.55 on a shocker deal. That's a really good deal too. I would recommend the Coyote Tan one, but people jumped on that one. That was on a deal too. That one sold as well. But we got a few left of the black variant. So 292.55. Yeah, I would 100% jump on that, especially if you're looking for a tech project to work on. Okay. Sure I'm not missing anything. Scroll up. All right, cool. Let's scroll down to the most recent questions. The Masada is so sick, definitely on this. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Again, also, right now, you order this gun, or any airsoft gun, $100 or more, and you get yourself 10 entries into the giveaway. 10 chances of winning $600. That could be yours, and all you got to do is place an order for an airsoft gun. Darwin's Arbiter, Jormungand anime was fire. Dude, it was! That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. OZ Army, have you ever raged at someone at airsoft before? Ooh, story time. That's a good question, OZ Army. I'm not proud of it, but when I was a young lad, I was, oh my god, how old was I? I think I was 15? It was either 15 or 16. When I was 15 or 16, I had this problem with this one player. Again, what I'm about to tell you, don't do this. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Like, seriously, I regret it to this day. I still think about this. This guy, he was probably around my age, maybe like slightly younger by like a year at most, maybe. But like, he looked like he was my age, right? We were playing at Hollywood Sports, and I was having a good time. Everyone was calling their hits. Everyone was being a good sport for all day. And then that guy showed up all of a sudden. And then all of a sudden we started getting a bunch of complaints about people like, saying, hey, I would get this guy, but he wouldn't, and he showed up with his team too, right? And for the most part, I think the rest of his teammates were fine. It was just him. But we would say, like, hey, this guy's not calling his hits, right? We know we'd be shooting him because we would see the BBs bounce off because it was bright daylight, right? And I can see it. But at the end of the day, right, he just wasn't calling his hits. He just wasn't calling his hit for whatever reason. I was like, all right, let me just ignore him. I'm going to be the better person here, right? I want to be the better person. I'm just going to let it go, right? So, like, whatever. But he just kept happening over and over and over again, right? It just became really frustrating. Like, it just became really frustrating to deal with. And it got to a point where I'm like, I know I had him, and I know I had him dead to rights. And I was using I think at the time I had a gas blowback MP7, and I just bop, 3 shots. I unloaded 3 shots into him, and immediately, like, I know that he felt him because I could see him bounce off his black plate carrier, and he turned, saw me, and then immediately started, like, just shooting me back. And, like, I'm like, dude, are you kidding? I think at that point, I didn't care how much he was shooting. He kept shooting me. I literally just dropped my gun on my sling, walked right up to him, and even though he kept shooting me, and he's like, dude, call your hits, I started, like, just going up to him and be like, hey, man, I know I got you dead to rights. I saw the BBs bounce off you. And he's like, and he had a GoPro on, so he was arguing me. I was arguing with him back and forth. He kept saying, oh, well, if I'm cheating, why do I have a GoPro on? I'm like, dude, you realize you can just edit that out, right? Like, seriously. But it ended up, like, ref had to break us up. The ref had a lot of complaints about that player already, but he gave me a warning, too. Like, he gave me a warning. He's like, hey, if I hear anything from you, you're off my field, right? It is not my proudest moment. It is not my proudest moment. I was just very upset that day because I had saved up, like, so much, like, on this airsoft gun and on my gear and everything, right? And I don't expect to do very well, right? I know I go in with the intention of being killed, but it's like, dude, this guy was ruining it for everyone. However, that is not justification for anyone to take the rules into their own hands and try to confront them. There's, like, seriously, what's going to end up happening? I was lucky that I got off with a warning, right? And the other guy, yeah, he got kicked off, but that could have very well been me too, right? If the ref was feeling about it, he could have just kicked me out, right? I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Ronald. Looks like he got himself 5 extra entries. Guys, not too many of you are taking advantage of the promos going on right now. Looks like Ronald has the highest odds of winning $600. Again, place your orders. Place your orders and get those entries in. You guys don't want to miss out again. I mean, maybe just people don't want to have to take advantage of the promos. Maybe we just will stop doing them altogether. I don't know. Maybe. But let's keep going on. But yeah, that is my rage story. Yeah, that was pretty much about it. Other than that, I've never really had any sort of major issues with players or tried to argue anyone. Like, seriously, like, what's at the end of the day, what's the point? Right? Like, because if I'm going to sit there and just argue with players all day, like, I'm just killing it for everyone else, right? And I give the field a bad reputation as well. I don't want to go ahead and do that to anyone. It's just, like, pointless, right? Boaz has had similar stories and similar experiences as well, and he regrets it as well. He's had experiences where he's just completely magged up a player that was bullying him, and he regretted it too, right? We've all done that at some point or another. It's just being able to take that situation, take that experience, learn from it, and then never do anything like that again and just move forward, right? And encourage players to do better as well. Okay, let's see here. This one comes from Caden Liebman. My voice was very inaccurate over 10 feet. The BB's crib up toward the end of the shot, and I was wondering if that was normal and if there was a way to fix it. I haven't touched the hop up. BB's crib upward towards the end of the shot, and I was wondering if that was normal and if there was a way to fix it. If the BBs keep hopping up, the hop up unit might already be on. Play with the hop up chamber, see if you can dial it back down. That might be it, honestly. That's what I would usually recommend, because if they're going, like, straight up, like, curving up, yeah, that means the hop has already been engaged. So I would probably tune it down. It might have just, again, maybe that was the one that they were QCing or something from the factory and they forgot to just tune it back down. It could be it. I would do that, and then if you want to keep, I would say probably for that one, just for the sake of being a little bit more, like, just a little bit straighter, just not so, like, being blown off course if you're playing outdoors, I'd maybe start going with some heavyweight BBs too. That might help. I'd probably say go with, like, start off with a 2.5 and then go from there. I'd say 2.8 would probably be pretty good. Make sure I'm not missing anything. But yeah, and then after that, if you want to get even better accuracy, Caden, you know the best thing that you can honestly do at that point is literally just going to be swapping out the inner barrel. Go for a unicorn type or inner barrel. You can go other brands, of course, they exist, but I mean, at the end of the day, the results speak for themselves when it comes to the unicorn stuff. Swap out that bucking and inner barrel, and you are golden. You are golden. Casper, what are those MOSFETs I can get to wire to my trigger and motor to protect the trigger? Not the ones you just plug between the battery and trigger without rewiring the trigger. Casper, I'm going to be honest, that question slightly confused me. What are those MOSFETs I can get to wire to my trigger and motor to protect the trigger? So it's not so much the trigger, it's the trigger contacts that you MOSFETs would end up protecting, and that's gonna be like most MOSFETs like do that. Like that's kind of the big thing with MOSFETs. Plug between the battery and trigger without rewiring the trigger. So there are a multitude of different MOSFETs that exist out there. Some of them that are complete drop-in units that replace the entire wiring, and then some that you could theoretically just solder on, right? If you're looking for some of the ones that I like to recommend, there's a couple different models. Like here, let's take a look, right? Internals, you can find AEG wire harness and MOSFETs, right? There's a couple different MOSFETs you can go with, or even ETUs. At that point, they're all going to have different features. That's the thing. A lot of them are they're all going to do the same thing in the sense that they all will protect the trigger contacts or replace them altogether. However, there are some that do come with some added features. Pre-cocking, for example, if you wanted to get one that has an adjustable trigger sensitivity, like a Gate Titan, for example. Just to give you an idea. So, okay, yeah, like this is an example. This is an example, right? I have one of these. I have two of these. I have two Gate Titans and two of my guns, right? They're dope. Like, they plug directly into a computer, right? I'm able to, the GCU, the gate control, or GCS, the gate control system app is really dope. It's very intuitive. I'm able to adjust the trigger sensitivity or the trigger pull needed before it actually starts shooting. That's a really cool feature. But do most people usually need it? Maybe not. I just thought it was really cool. It's very nice to, again, being able to have all those like additional features like burst fire modes. If I wanted to have a different method of firing, whether it be 3-round burst, 5-round burst, whatever it wanted to be. Active braking, that's another great one, especially if I'm using a higher voltage LiPo battery. That works great for my purposes. But at the end of the day, is it something that everyone needs? I'm not too sure. That's up to individual people. Some field rules don't allow for burst fire unless you have a very specific platform, right? Or if it's a private game only, right? It really depends ultimately on what it is that you're looking for. In my honest opinion, I think the best like high-end MOSFET that you can get would probably be the Gate Titan. But honestly, if as far as just like ETUs, MOSFETs are concerned, one of the best ones that you can get out of the box would be the Nebula programmable ETU. I really like this one. I really enjoy this one. I think this one's dope as heck, right? I think this one's cool as hell. But it does come included with the very specific gear that needed to install it, right? It's not going to be compatible with aftermarket gears, right? That's the only downside. But the level of performance we've been able to get out of the program of the Nebula has actually been really solid. So if you plan on just keeping like not changing out the gear ratio to like 13-to-1s or something like that, I would probably say go with one of these bad boys, and you're chilling, dude. You're absolutely chilling because it's so easy and so intuitive. It's all to the trigger, right? It's all to the trigger. I think it's really cool. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, let's scroll down to the most recent questions. Akash Paul, why are you still at work? So I'm actually at home. Koo, I know that's you. Koo, I'm actually streaming from home right now. And it's one of those things too, where it's like if you enjoy what if you work at a place you truly enjoy, is it really considered work? I mean, yes, it is, but like still, I do enjoy it. This is actually very, very fun. Ariel Belen, I am new to upgrading gearboxes. I currently have a G&G M16. Can I swap the gearbox with an AK gearbox? No. So the M4, M16, AR-15 platform uses what's called a version 2 gearbox, Ariel. But by the way, nice question. That's actually a very good question. You can change V2 gearbox. For the most part, you should be able to swap out V2 gearboxes from body to body. Just bear in mind, even then, a lot of times, if you're changing out, like especially brands, like if you're going with a different brand entirely, gearboxes can actually require a little bit of fitment in order to fit in a body, right? Or vice versa. Because they're not all, even though they're all supposed to be interchangeable, realistically, no. Sometimes some bodies are a little bit picky with which gearboxes will actually fit in them without any sort of like added fitment or anything, right? But AKs generally will use a version 3 gearbox. It's a different shape, so it wouldn't be compatible. You wouldn't be able to go in and just swap the two in and out. Yeah. That's just the biggest thing, right? They're just two completely different shapes. The gearboxes have to accommodate the shape of the body of the gun, right? So obviously something that works in an M4 like a V2 wouldn't also work in like a P90, right? Like it's just a very different shape. Sometimes you'd be surprised of one of the like similar like guns that share the same gearboxes like MP5s. A lot of MP5s will use V2s. Same thing with M4s, right? Like, or I believe is it the Tavor? Yeah, I believe the Tavor even uses a version 2 if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that, but I'm fairly certain it was using a version 2. But yeah, there is a little bit of like cross compatibility when it comes to like the gearbox types being the same in some platforms, but even then, sometimes there are a few things that are going to be slightly different. So just keep that in mind. Let's keep scrolling up. I take the Astro over Titan any day, especially price-wise. Yeah, that's an option. When I was actually more prone to the Titan initially, because when we first got our like very first batches of the Astros, we actually started getting a little bit of like issues, right? Not everyone was a big fan of them. I think it was just a quality control issue that happened at first. But honestly, ever since like the first year that Astros came out, like when they came out, like 2019, earlier 2018 maybe they've been around for a little bit longer, but I haven't had any sort of issues with the Astros. I think Astros are dope too, especially for the money. They'll have a lot of they'll have less features than the Titan, but you know if those features are something that you don't really care about, absolutely go with the Astro. Especially price wise, especially if you're on a budget OZ Army, yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Caden Lieberman, what's your opinion on the Army Armament R604? It's definitely my next pickup, but I want another opinion other than Kevin. Let's take a look. I actually really like pretty much most stuff from Army Armament. I think the R604 is no exception. I think it's freaking dope, right? I love the full metal construction you get. I love the aggressive cuts you get here. I love the textured grip. I love the fact that this is still going to be TM compatible, so you can upgrade this bad boy if you wanted to. I do love the nice little comp on here. I think it's sick, right? I got nothing honestly bad to say about this guy, right? I have absolutely nothing bad to say about it. I do like the sights you get, the nice elevated sights. I think that's really cool. But yeah, the suppressor height sights, it's just a nice little cherry on top. I got nothing bad to say about it. I think these things are dope. Like everything Army Armament that I've had the pleasure of shooting has always been very, very good. It's always been very, very good, and has been very fairly priced. That's another big thing I feel like gets overlooked too, is that their price point is very solid. It's very, very good, right? And again, just saying, kid, I'm not forcing you either way, but you order this during tonight's stream, yeah, you're going to be getting 10 entries, 10 chances of winning that extra $600. So, you know what to do. Okay, let's keep scrolling up. Kyle, how long does it take GI to answer emails? We can get quite busy because we are a small team, though we do try our best to go ahead and get back to emails as soon as possible. However, if you are experiencing some issues, this goes for everyone, feel free to DM us, Discord, Instagram, or even Facebook as well. We will happily get you guys taken care of. Just make sure to reference your order number as well. K-Lorp, M-Lock or key mod? Okay, so there's all individual preference. M-Lock. I'm kidding. So it all depends, really, at the end of the day, what you think looks cool. M-Lock, I think, honestly, looks cleaner. I know that the military, is switching over to M-Lock. A lot of units have actually already started swapping over to M-Lock now. I think M-Lock is definitely a lot cleaner and cooler looking in my opinion. But again, it's all individual preference, right? I'm not saying key mod is bad at all. Absolutely far from it. Key mod is definitely an improvement over, to an extent, right? Over like traditional Picatinny. It definitely helps out a lot. Okay, before I continue, want to give another shout out to Jamar for he's getting that extra 5 entries. Ronald is getting himself the extra 5 entries as well, guys. Very few people. Ronald twice, and looks like Ian, my man Ian, is smart. He took advantage of the promo going on. Guys, make sure that you take advantage of all the promos we have going. Remember, any $50 order that you place before 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you get 5 chances of winning. Any airsoft gun order that's $100 or more, you will be getting 10 chances of winning the shopping spree giveaway. And order yourself the GI Platinum 20th Anniversary Mystery Box. If you are a person on a budget, you want to win something dope, and you just don't have that money, and you want something guaranteed to be at the very minimum the same, or if not better, price than what you actually paid for, this is the box you have to go to. I highly recommend you check this out, right? Not only are all these guns on this list certifiable bangers, right?
Like the lowest costing prize that you could win here is going to be the price right there. 174.98. This one goes for 175, right? It's going to be a dub no matter which way you slice it. It's going to be an absolute dub no matter how you look at it, right? And the automatic free shipping, just icing on the cake, man. Just icing on the cake. Super affordable. And the 10 entries into the giveaway. 10 chances of winning the additional $600. So not only could you win something amazing like the G&G Banff, the 240, or a limited edition Octurus, PP19, or AK-12, or Mark 46, whatever, you will be getting $600 on top of that. There's no risk of you not getting the products that you actually order. It's all just extra. It's nothing but gravy at that point. So make sure that you place your orders now and take advantage. Again, not too many people have taken advantage of it, but those that have the highest odds of winning, and you can too. And it only takes one order.
All right, let's keep scrolling up. Payday comes on Thursday, but I can't. But wish I could hit up those promos. Absolutely, man. These promos are no joke. These promos are absolutely no joke. Okay. Make sure let's go scroll down to the most recent questions. Thoughts on the Lancer Tactical Legion HPA? So I think it's really cool, Brexton. That's where the question came from, Brexton. That there are more options for pre-made HPA guns, right? Because remember, I've been playing for a long time. I remember when HPA was like all the hype, right? When it was first coming out, the hype was real for this. I don't think you guys understand. If you got for all my older guys, I think you know. But the hype around like HPA setups were absolutely insane, right? Like the Polestar Fusion engine like dropped, that shit was like crazy. Everyone was like, I need to have this, right? And I get it. I totally get it. Now, obviously, it's been a couple years now, and there have been more engines that come out. There have been more brands that have come out. And it's cool to see that Lancer is dipping their toes in the water as well. And they have many different variations as well. You know, there are going to be some with an external tank, and then there are some that are using like the stock, or like the buffer tube for the stock is going to be the tube itself. That's kind of cool, right? I think that's really cool. It is kind of strange that they're semi only, but you know, I after seeing all those videos online, right, of people just going absolute stupid with their HPA guns on like unsuspecting kids and stuff, like I could see why they might have made that decision, you know, just a bit. But I think it's dope. I think it's cool. I think it's a really, really cool alternative for people to get into, right? Again, especially if they want to save themselves the time and maybe even the money in the long run, and just getting themselves like a pre-made HPA setup gun. Why not? I got no bad opinions about it. Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, this one comes from Sarcaster Outdoors. Best gloves for airsoft. Also, are S-Tech Kiwis worth... Oh, S-Tech Kiwis. I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't read that for some reason. Yeah, if you want them, they are. Honestly, when it comes to like any sort of like mag pouch, it's ultimately going to be like your decision, what you think looks cool and what's going to work best for your purposes. There's pros and cons to every style. But as far as gloves are concerned, here's my man. We actually talked about it in the podcast that we filmed today. That one's going to be going live, I believe, Sunday. Yeah, I believe Sunday. But when it comes to gloves, honestly, as long as you have something protecting your hands, like your bare skin from direct contact with a BB, any little bit's going to help. Like really, at the end of the day, like yeah, it might still hurt if you are running a thinner set of gloves, but it's going to be a lot better than direct skin contact, man. Trust me, it's terrible when the BB makes contact with your fingers, especially like the pinky. Oh, the pinky hurts. The pinky really hurts when that one gets hit. But there are several different gloves that you can get right from GI. Personally, I've been very prone to mechanics gloves. I've just used them because they come in a variety of different price ranges, anywhere from, I think the lowest, like their fast fits would be like $18, and they just go up from there, right, depending on what style you want. You can go with like the hard knuckle, like the impacts, for example. Those are cool, and they're really padded, but they also can be a little pricier. Like I say a little, but they're a lot pricier, right? Really just depends on what style you like. But personally, I like the fast fits because they're just as thick as the original mechanics gloves. But again, just not having to worry about like any sort of like hook and loop strap, right? Just being able to just pull down and it's there. It's kind of nice. Missing anything? Okay, this one comes from Mr. Accountability. And guys, remember, if you have any questions, make sure to put the letter Q in front of it. It really helps me out. Okay, this one comes from, Mr. Accountability. Design Arms 11-1 3000 milliamp lithium ion stick battery with Deans. Would it fit in the Lance Tactical Gen 3?
Okay, so the problem with the lithium ions in general, this is not even just Zion, just comes from everyone. By the way, if you guys didn't know, all the Titan batteries, you guys remember those? Those are the same as the Zion battery. It's the same factory. They're all coming from the same factory. Just so you guys know, those two are basically the same brand. But anyway, when it came to lithium-ion batteries, especially those bad boys, what's cool about them is that, you know, you get a high milliamperage, right? So, yeah, they'll last quite a bit. But man, oh man, lithium-ion batteries are chunky, dude. They are really chunky. Like, it might fit in the buffer tube, but you're going to be so, like, you're going to struggle with so much with the amount of space you have in there. And even if you can, like, you're going to have to extend the stock all the way just to fit, just because of how long that battery is. You're going to have to extend the stock probably close to all the way out, if not all the way out, just to get it to fit. And even then, it might be cramped still. Remember, you don't want to run the risk of, like, pinching your wires or anything. That's always going to be an issue. So just be careful. I would say, if anything, maybe consider getting rid of the original stock and then picking up something a little bit chunkier. Maybe even like a full, not the full M16 stock, but like the CQB stubby stocks. Like the shorter M16 stocks, those would be a lot easier to work with, considering you could just throw a fat-ass brick in there.
Sure, not missing anything. All right, let's go. So, what's the external build quality of the JGT3 MC51? Like, what gearbox does it use? Good or bad project gun?
Let's take a look. MC51. MC51. For these, I was fairly confident they were using a version 2, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I mean, it was either a version 2 or version 3, one of the two. And either or, like, version 2 and version 3s are the two most common gearbox types anyway. So, like, yeah, I would say go for it. Why not, right? It'd be a cool project gun. I love seeing more unique stuff out there, right? I love seeing different builds out there. So that'd be pretty sick, actually, seeing one of those bad boys out. External build quality, if it's the JG one, full metal, right? Or no, it's a polymer body. It's polymer, so it's, as long as it's not like super like weak plastic, it should be okay. It definitely will be a lot more lightweight. Yeah. I got no issues with it. I could totally. I think I have seen several back in the day, several custom builds off these, and they were dope. But yeah, no, I would recommend it. I'd recommend it. And again, order before the end of the live stream, and you get yourself 10 entries into the giveaway, 10 chances of winning $600. You know what to do.
Make sure I'm not missing anything. Answered that one already. Make sure I'm not missing anything. What's your views on Peru? What the heck? What the heck? Do you mean the Perun? Or the Perrin MOSFETs? Perrin MOSFETs are dope. I think they're really cool. They're not my personal favorite, but again, it ultimately depends on which Perrin MOSFET that you are referring to, because a Perrin has quite a few different variations. I don't have too much personal, like, first-hand experience running the Perrins, like, long-term wise. But yeah, I ain't got no problems with them. Missing anything? Okay, answer that question. All right, let's scroll down to the most recent questions. What rifle do you recommend for someone starting out? This one comes from Vomit Collector. Interesting name, by the way, and very good question, Vomit Collector. For someone starting out, honestly, like, there's a lot of different, like, exact. You can get into details too about, like, exact model that you want. I'm gonna take a bite of my glizzy real quick. 1 second. Sorry, I'm just very hungry. When it comes to, like, actual brands, yeah, everyone's going to have their own personal preferences, right? I have my preferences. Someone in the chat, some of the other members of the Mayo Gang might have their own opinions as well. So, technically speaking, any airsoft gun can serve you as a good first airsoft gun or someone getting into it, right? But ultimately, it's going to depend on, like, a couple things, what you expect to do with the airsoft gun. Now, again, I've been playing for 14 years. So there are a couple things I would recommend. For your first airsoft gun, generally going with something that's AR, M4, M16 base is going to be like the easiest to work with. Because again, the gearbox that they are using, the version 2 gearbox, is the most common gearbox that you can get on the airsoft market. So parts for them, upgrade-wise, or repair parts or just replacements, if you want to start customizing, it's going to be very easy to do so. It's literally a Barbie doll. Like, so much shit works with it, right?
And that's what's dope. There's so many different like stuff you can get for it. We sell so much in terms of aftermarket support for it, right? But as far as brands, it's ultimately going to depend too on like your price point and your budget. Now, for me, I've always been about like trying to get, the guy that may not have as much money into the hobby, right? Letting him know that, hey, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg in order to really get started and get something good, right? What's my favorite trend in Airsoft is the fact that there's a lot of, more entry level. I don't like saying the word entry level. It's because everyone starts thinking like it's only good for beginners. No, there's a lot more guns that are coming out that are at a realistically attainable price point that can serve you years and years and years and years, because you can continue to build off it and are good quality out of the box. That's the biggest thing, that they come included with a lot of pre-installed upgrades. And maybe to some of you, it might not be an upgrade anymore, considering the standard might have changed over the last couple, like 3-4 years. But for me, it will always be an upgrade, considering what I had growing up, right, in Airsoft. And I'm sure even guys like Cisco or even Bossman can let you know, hey, like, it's very different now, right? It's so much easier now than it was back then. But some of the brands that I do like to recommend if you're starting off with, if you're on a budget, I like to keep the budget within $150 to about $250, right? And you should be able to get like a good amount of options available to you. I'd probably say go with either Classic Army, Lancer Tactical, either their Gen 2 or their Gen 3 series, or even like Arcturus would be another great brand that I'd recommend. If you want like a fourth place, I'd probably say maybe G&G. Yeah, the G&G com machines. They're great. They're solid guns, but they're a little outdated nowadays. Still good, not obsolete, but just definitely outdated considering what you're getting and what you're spending your money on, really. One of my personal favorites, models to go with, or just in general. If you go down here to AEG's Lance Tactical Gen 2, let's go to low to high. You can go with anyone. All these Airsoft guns right here are basically the exact same gun. These are all going to be the same gun. It's just going to be a matter of what style configuration you like, right? These are all going to be the same base platform, same gearbox, so you can easily upgrade these bad boys. A lot of our like one-of-a-kind customs that we built, those one-offs, they were all using like the standard Gen 2 base, because they're just so easy to work off of, right? All these models are going to come right out the box pre-installed with a 603 Type 4 inner barrel, a rotary style hop-up chamber, a true quick change spring system, meaning you can bring these to both an indoor and outdoor field because you're able to swap out the spring in a matter of like less than 5 minutes. It's so dang easy, dude. It's super easy. And there's many different configurations, and no matter what configuration you get, you're not stuck with that. You can change out anything on that. You want to get a longer outer barrel, you can do a longer outer barrel. If you want to get a shorter one, you can do that. Different rail system, different stock. If you wanted to change out the buffer tube, like, you can do a lot with these bad boys, right? These are a solid base for you to get started into it, right? Because you can keep this gun for years and years and years, and it will still work, right? You can constantly build off it. Now, if you wanted something else from another brand, you can go with Classic Army Skirmish. Right? The Skirmish line is supposed to be Classic Army's more affordable lineup, but they come included at the box as well with a lot of upgrades, including a 603 Type 4 inner barrel, a rotary style hop chamber, a quick change spring system, and an ECS programmable trigger unit, meaning you can program these guys to shoot 3-round bursts, 5-round bursts, or even semi-lock it if you wanted to. This is one of my favorite, one of the, not super unique, but definitely a little more different. Is going to be the Skirmish ECS AR4. This is like a pre-built CQB gun that's just, it's great. You don't have to do anything to this. It's good. Pick this up and play outside with. The only thing you need to pick up for this is a battery and a charger and some BBs, and like, you're done. This already takes the standard M4 magazine, so you got plenty of options there. You have like one M-lock segment on the left and right, but most of it's going to be comprised of Picatinny, right? 14 millimeters counterclockwise thread, so if you did want to put a trace unit on there, you are more than welcome to. This is one of the very few PDW stocks I actually enjoy and that I like, because you get plenty of battery space, more than enough to put a tri-panel in here, which is insane, right? Absolutely love this. But this is not the only one, right? 219, oh, dude, that's worth it. That's like 100% worth it, right? There's so many other variations that are available as well, right? Ooh, the Mark 16 Skirmish is available too. Same thing, but you are getting sort of like this polymer version of the URGI style rail system on here. Nice M-lock. Cool trades on there. Like, I like the little mark on the receiver. I think that's cool. I like the two-tone. 198, that ain't bad. Now, the only downside with the skirmish models is that they don't come included with a battery and a charger like the standard Gen 2s do. The standard Gen 2s from Lancer will come included with a 9.6 nickel metal hydrate battery and a basic wall charger. Now, you guys in the chat know that the regular battery and charger that you get included are not going to be the best quality, but they're enough to get you started, and the value is there. Just keep that in mind when you are buying it. But because it's on a shocker deal for the next 3 hours, I would definitely say pick one up so you can get those 10 entries. But the money you save, you can use towards a battery and charger. And then last but not least, I would recommend, maybe getting an Octurus. All right. There are a ton of different Octurus models, right? Let's go from low to high, although it might give me all the OEM parts. Damn it. Yeah, it gave me all the OEM parts first, right? Let's keep scrolling on through. Yeah, okay. There's a couple different models that you can get, honestly, for even under $200. The LWT models are available for $175, right? They're super dope, very valuable. I personally am more of a fan of this one. The NYO2 CQ, this has been my go-to model that usually sells out pretty damn quickly. This goes for $214.95. Believe it or not, you can actually get it cheaper. Use coupon code 20th. That's 20TH. You get additional 10% off, no matter what it is. As long as it's not a shocker dealer mystery box, you save. Just throwing that out there. This would be another great model that I would recommend. Octurus is known for their phenomenal shimming job right out of the box, right? They're awesome. They're dope. They are a little pricey. I would say about the same as the classic armies. They are going to have a few different things. So they are going to come included with a Type O barrel, but it's going to be a 602. You are getting a rotary style hop chamber, quick change spring system, and a microswitch trigger. So every time you pull that trigger, you will get that nice mechanical click back. It's very, very nice. It's very satisfying. And either one of those models, I would recommend, dude. You'd be very happy with either of those. I want to give another shout out to Carlos. Twice he got himself 5 entries, 5 additional entries after that, and Alex got themselves 5 entries. Guys, make sure that you place your orders and take advantage of the promos. Remember, we only have roughly over 1 hour left of the live stream before it ends. So all these promos are going to go away. So make sure you place your orders now and get as many entries as you possibly can so you can win that additional $600. Don't miss out. Airsoft gear review drop stock for KWA Eve. Ooh, that's an interesting one. For the KWA Eves, I don't believe that the standard drop stocks that we carried, or the drop stock adapter, like buffer tubes, I don't believe those would be compatible with the Eve receivers. But yeah, I'm not too sure how you. I mean, maybe if you get a little fitment, but I'm not 100% certain, to be honest. That's actually a very good question. I haven't seen one yet, but I mean, maybe we can definitely see one in the future. Am I missing anything? Thanks, Ronald. Just trying to get my first setup down bad. Okay, cool. Caden Leithman, will you guys start doing more reviews? They're my favorite, but videos from you guys, but very rare to see now. So we will still do reviews. We try to do a different variety, right? Reviews are definitely good, but we want to go ahead and throw in some other stuff in there as well for those that maybe want to get something else, right? Like when we did our unicorn testing video, right? Yeah, that one was a little bit longer, but there's a whole reason behind it because we try to go in depth as much as possible, explaining the science behind why these barrels work very well, right? And showing the actual test results as well, backing up all the information that we just said, right? And then of course we also have tactical gearheads. Believe it or not, out of all the videos that we do, tactical gearheads videos are actually my favorite. I just love seeing people's unique loadouts that they come out with, seeing what they can do with their guns. I like seeing the creative side behind Airsoft too, right? Like, oh, how would you use this gun? How would you set this up? This is good inspiration for starting your own loadouts as well, because maybe they're doing something with their gun or their gear that you never thought you would have run it that way, right? And it's like, oh, cool, now I can try it that way too. So it all just depends. But for me personally, I think I like the tactical gearheads. All right, looks like Bossman wants to go ahead and chime in. Let's see here. Bossman wants to chime in right now. I'm going to give him a call. Hello?
Yo.
Yeah, what's up?
Let me answer a couple questions for you.
Sure.
There's a guy named Wote, W-O-T-E,
Okay.
asking what kind of can stock a Taurus barrel work with maple leaf bucking?
Yes.
It depends. Okay, all the buckings will work. I would suggest unicorn 50 degrees, though. Okay, but any kind of bucking will work unless you are going high, rate of fire or high velocity. That you need different type of bucking hardness in order to spin it.
Not only that, too, you got to make sure it's for the right specification as well. Well, pretty much most brands that make inner barrels and buckings, they will make different styles. They'll make one for gas blowbacks, and they'll make some for AGs. Just make sure that you're getting the right one for the right style. If you're going with AG, get the AG version. It should be obvious, but still.
All right, so this is the question I want to ask. I want to answer. I don't believe he is from United States.
Oh, okay.
But we're going to try to answer this because he's bringing a Specnarm G36C.
Oh, okay.
That don't fit in here.
Yeah.
Okay. JCMC 51 and Crack Type Barrel Rig 7. Those are all three very different guns. Okay. Those are all three very different style of guns.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they're all airsoft guns. They shoot 6mm BBs, but okay. So for Specnarms G36C, I believe the only manufacturer still making the G36C that are not really licensed might be Golden Eagle. So just like I believe that's what Novich is getting his made.
Mm-hmm.
So they're good, but they're totally different style. The requirement of the magazine pouches are all totally different too.
Yeah.
So it's really up to you, like what you like. So if you're talking about, let's say, pure ammo count goals, MC51 will have the biggest magazine capacity at 500. If we're talking about stock guns,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So that's me. I mean, you're asking us to compare, kind of like grapefruit, Durin, and freaking banana. It's all different.
Yeah,
You know
ultimately
what I mean?
depends on who you ask, too. I prefer banana all the way. Believe it or not, I do like Durin.
Yeah, but let me ask you something. Have you ever had Durin and ice cream together?
Yes, and it's delicious.
That's what I heard.
It's so good.
And in Korea, one of their favorite drinks is actually banana milk.
Oh, it sounds so
Have
good.
you ever had that?
I know Nesquik had their own version of it, like the freaking powder banana milk flavor. So I'm imagining it just tastes like that, and I like it.
Yeah. So there's another question. Chef Torres is asking you, Gen 3 field ready combos. Which one would you pick?
Oh God.
I'm gonna have you answer that.
Okay, let me look up the field ready combos real quick. Let me just so I can see all of them because I forget how many I made. Field ready combo. All right, for the Gen 3. I mean, at the end of the day, they're all going to be Gen 3s, right? So all the Gen 3 models are going to like perform like very, very good. So it's just going to be a matter of individual preference, really. But for me, if I had to pick one, okay, let's see here. Where are they? I do like the Helion. I think the Helion 10-inch is pretty good. The tan and black one, 69000. That one I like a lot. I think that one looks good.
I think you can't go wrong with the field ready combos, and those are all built from how our team would put the guns together.
Yeah. No, like you can't go wrong with any one of them, but I think that one would probably be my favorite one out of all the Gen 3 field ready combos. But again, you can go with whichever one you like, honestly, at the end of the day. Another one that would be pretty good would actually be the Gen 3 M-Lock 10-inch, this one right here. 69454. You type that on the website, that'll be the first one that shows up. This two-tone with the T1, the N-Gall, and I believe it's the Atlas Custom Works suppressor. That looks clean. I would recommend that one too.
So, I just want to chime in on that question. I don't know if you see it, and a lot of times, people will offer different stuff like, oh yeah, get this gun, get that gun. It's really up to you how you like the way it looks.
Yeah, no, it really is. Like, if you like the way one gun looks more than the other, even if it may not have the same performance specs as another, it's fine. Like, at the end of the day, it's your guys' money. You can pick whatever it is that you guys like, right? If you really like the look of an AUG, and you know that it might not be as, say, easy to upgrade, right? Or may not feel as good as, say, like shooting an AR, right? A custom AR. Like, hey, if you want to rock that, by all means, more power to you, dude.
Neighborhood Farmer is asking you, do you guys play Airsoft? What is Airsoft?
Airsoft, in a nutshell, is a live-action version of any FPS game that you play. Very similar to paintball. You only play with 6mm plastic BBs, and it is an honor-based game in which, if you are hit from an Airsoft BB, you must call yourself out and let the game continue. There are many different replicas.
So I was thinking about air freshener.
Oh.
This guy is just throwing out weird questions. I'm just gonna give him weird random answers. And he's like, "Love you, YouTube channel." Yeah, we love Twitter too. Twitter is very good. Facebook and Instagrams are very good too. Coming from YouTube, I don't know what he's trying to ask.
I'm not sure either, but you know what?
But
I appreciate
I'm
it.
feeling better, man. Could you, but now, just how terrible is the fire? What's the fire?
Dude, have you seen videos of it?
Man, dude, it's insane.
What was it? The count was, there was granted, this was yesterday, so I don't know if it's been updated. It was reported 1,000, like over 1,000 people were missing, and they were just starting to go door to door to actually start seeing, like, okay, who's actually here, who's not. I think it was like, how many people are dead now? It's not 1,000. It's
at 100. But yeah, the 1,000 missing because they couldn't track them down yet.
Mm-hmm.
Just they could have been different. They could have been like at shelter or wherever yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy. It's devastating. I mean, to hear that the whole siren did not even work.
Like, what the fuck, man? Like, did they not test it?
No, they. You know how any natural disaster they will send out some sort of text notice, right?
Uh-huh.
Or emergency signal. I mean, you get that from your phone from time to time.
All the time.
Testing thing. And I don't get that. I don't get how they didn't. I don't know. I don't understand it. Maybe this is like once in 1,000 years type of deal over there.
That's absolutely insane. And honestly, what pisses me off is that people are still trying to be like, oh, but I wanted to go to Hawaii for vacation. Can I still go? I'm like, no, motherfucker. Limited resources, man.
Let them recover first.
Yeah.
So, Soul God, you're asking build quality. That's three totally different build quality right there too. I mean, well, two could be the same. G36C and SC51 may come from the same company.
Yeah, so same polymer.
Golden Eagle, they're kind of like mid to low tier, The Rec 7, I mean, it's better off. It's kind of like this. What's the iPhone generation now? 14, 15?
I thought it was 14.
14, right? Any kind of Crytek now, it's kind of like you're asking me, was iPhone 3 a good phone? It was a great phone.
When it came out, it was awesome, man. When it came out, it was awesome. Over 10 years ago.
Yeah. Now you're asking something like that. How? I'm not trying to be a smart ass here. Okay, I'm not trying to be a smart ass here. I'm trying to tell you is there are better choices out there. There are better choices out there. Even a Specna arms, those Edge 2.0 will have way more tech on that than the Rig 7. Unless you just like that Barrett brand or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
some people do. Some people really do just like trades are something super important to some people. I mean, not to me. It's cool when it has it, but it's never something that I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna like make the gun real like important because Barrett would make it or Colt makes the gun. No, of course not.
Yeah. So Ronald said when he was in Korea, he ate KFC, Subway, and Burger King's. Dude, Isaiah, have you get a chance to travel abroad?
I've gone. The only places I've been to were like TJ. I've gone to Hawaii, and that's about it.
Hey, Brewer, we didn't bring Isaiah to Hong Kong Palace, right?
What the heck is that?
Ah, man, try to act all innocent. I mean, you've been to TJ's. You should know what a Hong Kong Palace is.
When I went to TJ, I was a little kid. I used to go there because the dentist was like super cheap.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. But talking about fast foods, over here, it's terrible. But over in Asia, KFC is like super duper good place to have decent quality food. Their Subway's better too.
No, I see that all the time in like Japan too. They'll always say the KFC there is like freaking phenomenal. I'm like, what the hell?
Hey, hold on a second. Brewer's like, yes. Hey, Brewer. Can you believe this guy said he doesn't know what Hong Kong Palace is? See, even Daniel knows. Take me, boss man. Yeah, maybe we'll get a group going, dude. Fidel will be down for sure. Red Dragon. I don't know what a Red Dragon is, but I saw Hong Kong Palace from TikTok.
Sounds like one of those like Asian buffets that you go to where you get like super like $20-$30 and you get like unlimited crab. That sounds delicious.
I wish we can call Brewer right now and have him explain Hong Kong Palace to you.
Oh no.
No, it's not a Chinese food buffet place, okay?
Oh.
But it is all you can eat.
Oh, sweet.
It is all you can eat. Depends on what kind of part you like. I mean, seafood-wise. I'm just kidding. I'm going overboard on this one.
I'm gonna be honest. You completely lost me.
Do me a favor. Google TJ Hong Kong Palace later on your own spare time.
Oh no, that makes me think it's something sketchy. Anyway, moving on. Any other questions?
Yeah, there is. Japanese KFC is serious business. Yeah, dude, it's great. Then get a massage. Man, Fidel, you must have been there. Don't they have those kind of stuff at Hawaii? I remember. But he's asking about Soga is asking like he's gonna update the parts internally to better parts. That you know what, I will go with the Baron because it's still a better build than Golden Eagle by far.
True.
Fidel is saying Isaiah stop playing innocent.
I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I really don't know. And I'm honestly now that we're doing all this, I'm like, okay, this sounds kind of sketchy. I don't know if I wanna do that.
Probably you can get crabs. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
They posted Double Eagle Aeronauts. All right, any other questions? Because I'm gonna keep scrolling up.
Why? The early questions are better.
Okay, this one I actually did want to answer. This one comes from Caden. I know he had like a couple of questions as well. He was asking Pit Viper or the Agency Arms.
They're two different guns, but
yeah,
you can't go wrong with both.
Either or, you're gonna be happy, Caden. But personally, I'm actually a much bigger fan of the Pit Viper, just because again, the trademarks that you get are super clean. I think the way that Jag was able to make the Pit Viper come to life in airsoft form was perfect. Like, I genuinely think it is like one of the best performing, best looking high caps and best pistols all around that you can get on the market now. I love all these small attentions to detail that they were able to put into it, from the inner barrel coming all the way to the end of the compensator itself, the trademarks, the aggressive hand texturization on the grip. I love the magazine it comes included with too. It's like one of the most efficient magazines ever. Like, yeah, I'm actually a very big fan of the Pit Viper. But the Agency Arms EXA, if you were looking for that style of pistol, right? I see nothing wrong with the Agency Arms. I think I just like the aesthetics more of the Pit Viper, and that's kind of weird because I actually generally prefer more Glocks compared to high kappas. But this is one of those occasions where I'm going to say the high kappa does beat it out, in my opinion.
It really all up to how you like it. I mean, both. I mean, you're starting to see more upgrade parts for the VFC Glocks. Like, for example, the Unicorn the stationary outer barrel system. That's good if you like, how should I put this? If you like accuracy. Something about the Pit Viper and something about arming, though. This is just, don't take it the wrong way. They're good.
Yeah.
They're good. But on some upgrade parts, they don't accept as well as other brands.
Mm-hmm.
For one, we're trying to make a top-down high cap-up hop-up system. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but like pressing it down from the top.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but we're finding arming isn't really 100% Tokyo compatible too. So you can explain that a little bit better for everybody, right?
So
right here.
Yeah, so like when TM spec, right, the original like specification, that design that every company is for the most part like kind of copying their design off of, whether it be gas-powered pistols or airsoft AEGs, generally is going to be based off the original design set forth by Tokyo Marui way back in the day, right? So everyone for the most part is kind of copying that design and adding their own little spin on it sometimes. Some companies do like to deviate from that a little bit more than others. Generally speaking, though, as far as an aftermarket support market for it, there's usually going to be more stuff that's available for the TM spec stuff, whether that be high kappas, G series pistols, M4 AEGs, the gas typically all of it, right? Some are going to be like literally just 100% TM spec, right? Meaning that theoretically you should be able to put in any sort of upgrade component meant for that style of gun, put it in with minimal to no fitment required. However, there are some brands out there that even though they can take the parts, they will require a little bit more work to get to fit it properly. And Army Armament just happens to be one of those brands where even though it can take the parts, it will require a lot more work depending on which part specifically you wanted to throw in. Like, you can totally do it. We've done it before ourselves. We've seen plenty of upgrade builds and personal like builds that people have thrown in that are using an Army as their base, an Army Armament gun. But they did require a little bit more effort to get into there, whether that be filing something down, sanding something down, maybe shaving material, something along those lines. It can be done, but sometimes it does require more effort.
So, Isaiah, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
On the H&K limited edition M110, that is either coming out very soon or is already out, do you know the spec? I know it comes with gate. What else does it come with?
Out of the box, I don't know. I only found out about the limited edition like HK110 like a little while ago. Like what? A couple days ago?
Uh-huh.
And that was about it.
Really?
And even then, it wasn't that much detail.
So you don't know about it too? Yeah, we'll have it. Don't worry about it. You guys can spend the money with us.
Oh hell yeah!
We'll make sure we get it in. I think Airsoft Review is trying to ask you that drop stock question again. Can you answer him?
Yeah, so I answered that one earlier. I don't believe that the current drop stock adapters that we have from like TAP are or will be compatible with the KWA Eve series. I don't believe they are because the receiver is slightly different. It is originally designed for a M4 receiver, right? For an M4 design. But since the KWA Eve is part of the KO lineup, the KWA original lineup, it's not exactly an AR, even though it's pretty damn freaking close. So I don't believe that it's compatible, not without any sort of work, I don't imagine. However, I could also believe that maybe in the future TAP might be coming out with a drop stock adapter potentially for it. Just so you guys know, TAP, like the Airsoft brand TAPP, that brand is essentially just a 3D print house that designs stuff specifically for Airsoft. So, I'm not saying, you can make your own, but at the end of the day, nothing's really stopping you if you have a 3D printer from making your own version. I'm just throwing that out there. Just saying,
So are there any other questions?
There's a few smaller ones, but I'm pretty sure I can answer those. Like, there's a few smaller ones, like, can I still do my tactical gearhead? Someone's asking, this is one of my regulars. What happened to roast my build? That sort of thing. But I can answer those.
Yeah, answer it.
Yep. So this one comes from my buddy Ku Akash Paul. Can I still do my French-made tactical gearheads? You're gonna have to pass that one through Cisco. If anything, Ku, DM us directly, Airsoft GI on Discord with pictures of the loadout itself, and then I can send it on over to Cisco, show him, maybe even Boaz too, and see if I can try to convince him to have that be a thing. Maybe we'll do it as an April Fool's joke or something. Maybe, who knows, right? Next one. Funky Coyote, what happened to the Roast My Build? Roast My Build right now is kind of on a hiatus. Will we come back for another season? Maybe. Bear in mind, it takes a while to get to do those episodes because there's so many submissions that are basically the same. It sounds kind of like weird to say, but like there's a lot of guns that are out there when we see the pictures of them. A lot of the submissions are really same old, right? There's nothing really that stands out like anymore because we've been through hundreds, if not thousands, of submissions at this point. Of like just people doing the same build over and over again, and we have to try to find the standout ones. But you know, I mean, hey, no one, you know, if we get enough people asking for it, then yeah, we can totally bring back Roast My Build. The next time we do a what is it called, a summer sale, right, in store, or if we do a Mayo Gang meetup in the actual custom showroom and lounge in store. Maybe like a swap meet or something. The next time we do one of those, we will always make it a tradition to do a live Roast My Build. So if you're local to the area, if you're coming down to California, make sure to swing by then when we do announce one, because we will be doing a live version of Roast My Build, which we do film and we do air on our main YouTube channel too. So.
You there, Isaiah?
Yeah, no, I don't know if you heard the answer or not.
No, you just got quiet. Just keep talking.
All right, let's see here. MG360 doing stuff. Okay, this is why he's saying it. The MC51 and G36C were more due to nostalgia, as my first two BB guns as a kid were black and orange G36. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Maybe not. The grammar's not all there, but I think I still understand it. Springer absolute dog shiz, but they just bring back childhood memories. No worries, man. Yeah, so if you really want to jump on like the MC51, then I would say go for it, dude. You know, at the end of the day, yes, it is more of a unique gun. It may not be the exact same in terms of like feel or maybe even to an extent performance wise as an AR or an M4, but at the end of the day, like, this is going to be your money, and this is a hobby that's meant to keep you happy and keep you going and invested in the airsoft world, right? So if going with an MC51 or any unique platform, but this advice applies to pretty much anyone, right? If you want to rock something that's a little bit more unique, maybe doesn't even have the same performance capabilities, or maybe has like zero aftermarket support, then yeah, by all means, man, if you really want that, whatever your reasons may be, absolutely go for it. I'm not here to shit on your on what it is that you like. Absolutely not, because I've been in that position too. For years, people kept telling me that the FAL sucked, right? And now all of a sudden I have the FAL, and all of a sudden now people are saying, "Oh, it's such a cool gun," right? People ask me questions about it. I'm like, all right, yeah, what happened a couple years ago, huh? But no, like all jokes aside, like if you want to go for it for nostalgia purposes, dude, absolutely. I'll if anything, if I encounter you on the field, Slogan, if at any point we do, let me know ahead of time so that way I can bring my G36 out as well. We can go ahead and rock G36Cs together, bro.
I don't think he's from here, bro.
I know, in case he is. You never know. What if he comes out to BB Wars or something in the future? I would love it if we can get like more people, like international-wise, like coming over and actually playing in a BB Wars event with us. That would be freaking dope. Because, I mean, Fidel came all the way from Hawaii, man. So, I mean, who knows how far people would go, right? Let's see, this one comes for Dell. Will the M1010 come in only FDE? Okay, that one I did know. I did hear that there were I think he's talking about the HK one. That one I do believe there is going to be a black variant as well. I don't think it's going to be first release like initially. I think that might come later, but I know for a fact there is going to be a black one at some point. Let's see here. Just got answer 25. Don't be an HK snob. No, man, no one's an HK snob. You know who used to be the biggest HK snob back in the day was actually our old Tech Taylor. He used to be a huge HK elitist. That was like his biggest thing. He used to give me so much shit because I like FN stuff. Let's see, let's keep scrolling up. Stitch just landed in SNA. Nice, man. Okay, thank you. Thank God you were able to stay safe during that flight. Let's see here. Answered that one already. Answered that one. Okay, when that coupon code takes you 0.1 below the threshold. Lol. Hey man, we put out as many coupons as we possibly can. If you guys haven't heard already, make sure to use coupon code 20th to get an additional 10% off everything that you order. That includes airsoft guns, tactical gear. It doesn't matter. The only thing that it excludes, or it is excluded from, is going to be shocker deals and the mystery box itself. Those are going to be the best deals, hands down, in airsoft that we could possibly get. So use it for anything else. If you guys were looking to pick up some tactical gear as well, like maybe a helmet, a plate carrier, or a chest rig, make sure to use coupon code 20th. That's 20TH to get an additional or get up to 20% off all tactical gear orders. Again, helmets, chest rigs, plate carriers, clothing, gloves. I know we talked about gloves for a little bit. Anything tactical gear wise, you'll be able to get up to 20% off. Make sure to just use that at checkout. That's gear spelled GEAR. Just use that. And again, guys, not too many people have taken advantage of the promos right now. Remember, any $50 order that you place before 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you'll be getting 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. That's 5 chances of winning $600. Any order for a airsoft gun that's $100 or more placed before 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, again, that's in like what, 40 minutes? Yeah, like 40 minutes. You'll be getting 10 chances, 10 entries into the giveaway. And again, order the Platinum Mystery Box. That's 10 entries into the giveaway on top of winning a super dope airsoft gun for just $174.98. Again, the lowest costing prize on here is $175. So no matter which way you look at it, it is going to be a guaranteed victory, especially with that free shipping. Just that nice little cherry on top. You don't want to miss out. Place your orders while you can. All right, let's keep scrolling down to the most recent questions. Anyone who Banger Airsoft, anyone who buys HKs in black besides an MP5 is a monster. What the fuck? Okay. Was the flight from hell, like 5 people coughing up lungs, no masks, so disappointed in them. Dude, I hate that whenever I go to an airport and like people, or even just anywhere in public too, like we already lived through like one global pandemic. Regardless of what your opinions or your thoughts are on that thing, at the end of the day, you know, it's kind of nice to show a little bit of consideration towards your fellow man. So if you're sick, even if it's not COVID or the Brovid, right? Even if you don't have Brovid, at least wear a damn mask. You know, like at the end of the day, if you're sick, wear a mask. Don't be a dick and spread it to everyone else, especially at airports. Airports are disgusting as is, right? We don't need more people coughing up without any sort of masks, right? It's just absolutely disappointing to see that. You're absolutely right. I want to go and give a shout out to Tristan. Oh, Tristan got himself 10 entries in the shopping spree giveaway. Chris got himself an additional 5 entries. Ronald got themselves an additional 5 entries. Dan looks like he got himself 10 entries, 10 chances to win the shopping spree giveaway. And Connie got themselves 5 entries into the giveaway. We got a few more people taking advantage of the promos. Guys, you have to make sure that you are jumping on this. We only got like, what is that? 39 more minutes left of the live stream. So take advantage while you can. Remember, once 9:30 hits, that is going to be the end of the live stream. That is the end of the promo. So take advantage while you can. All right, let's keep scrolling up.
So Sogar is from Northern Ireland.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I would suggest you to do NC51. You can get the Classic Army version. I do believe they do sell it there, or a little bit more expensive than LCT. You can't go wrong with both.
Yeah.
With the G36, you're good luck.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I like my
ours is the only they use Golden Eagle as OEM, so you know it is what it is.
Like I have the Elite Force one, and even then it's not perfect. Like the Elite Force one, that one is gonna be the Ares OEM one. It's cool that it has like the burst fire pre-installed into it, but my biggest problem with all the Ares stuff was the ETU that they have installed. It's like hella proprietary, and that thing can easily burn out very quickly. Which is why I don't play with it as often. I know the minute that I break it, that's it, right? I'll just have to source a replacement, but I don't really care. I do want to play with it a couple times, but that is something that you are going to have to keep in mind when running something a little bit more on the unique side. That is definitely one downside. Okay, let's see here. DJ M1, M110, A1 will have Gate Aster F. Okay, he's giving us specs on it. Gate Aster FPS 440 single stage trigger, 100 round mid cap magazine, 455mm inner barrel, and it is still wired to me. $900 airsoft gun wired to me, and then he has a throw up emoji. Yeah, I don't understand why at that point they wouldn't just make it Dean's. Like it's like what, $5 at most to rewire something? If that, okay, whatever. Make sure we're not missing anything. Okay, keep scrolling up. All right, I think we're caught up to the most. Let's go down to the most recent questions. That Ares ETU sucks. Their one downside on their guns, banger airsoft. Yeah, it is unfortunate. I know that there are workarounds around it as well. I know of a couple of guys who have built around just the body itself, like ditch the gearbox, which, I mean, kind of begs the question, why would then at that point you would go with it? But, you know, I can't really say too much negative stuff about it because, again, I've had pretty good luck with their stuff, but I know I'm just speaking on behalf of a lot of people who I've seen that have had unfortunate situations happen to them with their Ares guns. Let's see, keep scrolling up. DJ, I want the canted MRO optic, but it's not enough for $50. And if I add another item, I don't have enough with shipping. Lol. Oof. Big oof. Let's keep scrolling up. Okay, so I'm heading to sleep. Drive in 3 hours. Later, Koo. Drive safely, my man. The streets at night do be crazy, so please stay safe. Want to go another shout out to Mark. Got himself an additional 5 entries. And Daniel got themselves 5 entries. Guys, they're taking advantage. Any $50 order you place. Remember, as long as a subtotal is $50, right? It can be an accumulation of BBs, batteries, chargers, green gas. Doesn't matter. Literally anything. And you have a shot at winning. Well, you actually have 5 chances at winning these shopping spree. 5 chances of winning $600. All right.
So I have this question for the crowd.
Sure.
Everybody here, okay? As you guys can read, Banger said the Ares ETU sucks, right? Besides the Ares ETU, Simon is notoriously known for subpar ETU. My question to everybody is, why do people purchasing the Simon Plan and still think that's the best gun ever, even though they have to do a heart transplant on it? You're either a gay or prune. Can someone answer me that? Is it because the name that has platinum, it just made it sound cooler, or they just like to say CYMA, CYMA? I don't understand it. I mean, the gun is built pretty much pot metal too, very very heavy. So I don't know. I don't get it. Do you guys like heavier guns? Should we tell the manufacturers start putting lead into their material to make it heavier?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right?
So.
Yeah, like, I think ultimately when it comes to that, I think there's a couple of different factors at play, right? Like, you know that like CYMA or CYMA have been around for quite a long time. Like, that name has stuck with a lot of people. That was a lot of people's first airsoft gun, right? So you have a lot of older players who maybe have some nostalgia for it, looking towards that very fondly, right? Then I know that there's multiple versions of the CYMA Platinum. I know there's a CYMA Platinum with the different gear set, right? The lower ratio that is going to shoot technically faster. That can definitely be one thing too that got a lot of people hyped about. Like, oh, it shoots so fast, right? It's so much faster. It doesn't have 18-to-1s anymore. Like, that can be another drawing selling point. And maybe you're right. Maybe there is something about the name itself just sounds cool. Like, good marketing, right? At the end of the day, because even coming up with a good name for your gun is good marketing. Like, that can definitely be another factor, right? So maybe combined, it just creates this fairly vocal demand for the gun itself. Even though it's, truth be told, like, when we put out that video of the one I'm talking about, the Echo 1, the BTS, when we put out that video, the comments were definitely saying, like, oh, yeah, not a big fan of this gun, not a big fan of the CYMA Platinums. CYMA Platinum's going to break. I'm like, oh, God. Like, I knew that reviews were going to be, that people were going to have their opinions, but I was thoroughly surprised by how many people were vocal about how much they really don't like the CYMA Platinum. It seems like one of those very divisive guns, where it's like, on one end, you have a couple of people that are very vocal about how much they really like the CYMA Platinum. But a lot of those can also be, like, we said, text, right? That it would just ultimately just swap out the ETU, or swap out the MOSFET, right? Which, yeah, kind of defeats the purpose, but I see why people do it. Maybe they like the way the gun looks and the externals potentially, right? And then everyone else is just kind of following along in their footsteps. And then you have the other side of the spectrum where it's people who have had it and have had nothing but bad experiences, right? I think it's just one of those things. It's just like any other gun, right? They're going to be like, you sell so many, at a certain point, you are going to start seeing one or two that might have like issues right out of the box. Again, that happens with every brand. Like, the likelihood of you getting a lemon, for example, right, from one brand is probably going to be the same odds as every other brand for the most part. It's just a matter of how many of this brand model that they actually sell, right? That's why, like, maybe sometimes you'll see a few people saying that, they've had issues with their Lancer or their Arcturus or, or even like their Golden Eagle. Because, again, at the end of the day,
they sell so much more because they're more affordable, right? That could be a thing. That could be another factor that's into play right here. We don't really know. For me personally, I've never really been that like blindly like, oh yeah, I love this stuff. The only thing that I'm like kind of a big fanboy of right now is probably classic Army skirmish and Nemesis guns, but that's like about it. Like, and of course obviously the Mayo Gang MGC4 because we designed that one. But you know, I do like to look at guns individually on their own and judge them based on their own merit. And you know, the SEMA Platinum, some of them are okay, but again, it's just that ETU that they get is just absolute like garbage out of the box. I'm sorry, that's just my personal opinion, and I'm sorry if I'm like disappointing someone else who may have a strong opinion.
So you're telling me to go buy a car, but make sure you switch out the engine. Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
All right, next.
I don't like that gun. I'm not a fan of that gun.
It's absolutely garbage. Like way to try to sell the item. You can't do that. I just don't believe in something like that. If you're saying you love the shit, but then the most important thing is it's absolutely garbage. That's not good.
I mean, hey, people are for whatever reason, there's gonna be a loud minority that's just gonna speak out and just be like, oh, we need to, you know, you should sell this gun.
No, it's actually not a minority. If you go on to Facebook Tech Forum, I would say 75% of the people when they ask, oh, what's a good starter gun, they will never even mention Spartan Arms, Lancer, or Taurus. It's all SIMA Platinum. Can you believe that? It's no longer crack tech. It's SIMA Platinum.
Yeah, I don't know either. Again, I'm so you're thinking Tech forums. Most people aren't techs though.
Mine has held up well. No, that's not it's the gate has held up well. Okay? You just had a heart transplant. That baby fucking died, and they got a new heart.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Trust me, I'm with you here. I'm with you here, man. Like, I get it, but again, it's also you're going on tech forums, so it's like, yeah, the only people that work on them are going to be techs mainly posting on there, you know, who are very opinionated, right? As is, right? Every tech has very strong opinions on what they like. Right, so I mean, yeah, like most people aren't normally techs. That's another thing too. You got to think about. Most people aren't normally techs and really don't have too much business being on those forums unless they're asking the opinion of something else.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that too.
Another question: is G&G CM16 a good gun to buy?
Oh, I see. The guess who I am. It was. It definitely was, and it still can be. My biggest thing with G&G is that, and don't get me wrong, I understand inflation can definitely affect the price point. My biggest gripe with the G&G CM16, whether you're going with the original, the OG, right, or you're going with the 2.0 series, is that they seem vastly overpriced for what it is that you're paying. It seems like you are definitely paying for the name. And, you know, if you really want, if you see it as worth it, then, hey, I can't stop you. You know, G&G CM16, by all means, go for it. We carry it. There's a reason why. You know, it was the GOAT back in the day when I first started playing as well. You know, my first AR was a G&G combat machine. Like, I had one of those guns. We all did at some point or another, right? That's why techs will, to an extent, will still recommend it and say, you know, pretty good stuff about it. But it is a little bit outdated. I don't feel like the value is truly there on even the 2.0 models, the most recent variants. I genuinely believe that you can get a better value from brands like Classic Army, Arcturus, and Lancer. I genuinely do believe that.
So Ninja asked, what is the best starter gun?
I think I answered that question. Again, any airsoft gun can serve you as like a good starter gun, right? Pretty much any airsoft gun. It ultimately depends on your opinion or on what your expectations are and what you hope to do with that airsoft gun, right? But my three go-to brands, like I mentioned earlier, again, Classic Army, Lancer Tactical, specifically their Gen 2 and their Gen 3 lineup, or Arcturus, right? Those are my three go-to brands when it comes to airsoft guns. And you can have a budget of like, I would say minimum you want to spend would be like $150. $150 to about $250 is where I would say like most of the good stuff that's within an attainable price budget is going to be, right? That's a fairly good budget to have in mind when picking your first airsoft gun. And all three brands make models well within that price limit, so you will definitely be happy with any of the options that you find in there. It's just a matter of what style you like too.
So I'm gonna leave you guys with a question here. Okay, everybody, please try to answer this, okay? Fidel, DJ, everybody, Stitch, Arkwright, everyone, okay? Everyone. Would you guys buy a limited edition gun that would be global number at around 400? It will have gate 1321 and brushless motor. That's my question.
And what did you say the price would potentially be at if you had to give an estimate?
Less than 500.
Ooh, I'm intrigued. I think if obviously for everyone,
motor will not be the super high speed one. Because then we're building and taking time bomb. It's gonna be a little bit dialed back.
Would you say like a balanced motor, like a good combination between torque and speed?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I like those.
So it's not gonna be as crazy as that 39K brushless motor.
No, jeez, yeah. No, yeah. I you know what? Bear in mind, my limit on buying like airsoft guns right out of the box, generally for me, would be right at $300 or right at $400. I'd be hard pressed to spend more than that. But I mean, considering that we're getting a 13-to-1 gear set ratio, which is really good already, right? Gate Titan. Fuck.
Not Gate Titan.
Oh.
It's a Gate.
Oh, okay. Just the Aster.
I don't know, but the platform is going to be on the M4. Okay.
I mean, still, I'm assuming that this would be potentially for the next iteration of the Mayo Gang gun.
No, it's not. But I mean, I have already flown. Do you pay attention?
Oh wait, are you talking about the Zion arms?
I'm not. But
I mean the nothing. I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say anything.
Anyways, you almost ruined the surprise for a lot of people. But
almost is the key phrase.
It is going to be an AR.
Okay.
Can I have? I hope this is another thing that I hope it can even include like Ace Tech tracing unit in the front.
Hey yo, right out of the box, pre-installed?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You can't pre-install.
Well, yeah, because the orange tip. But I mean, coming included in the packaging though, just that alone would actually be really, really alluring. Because at that point, you already have literally everything you would have done to the gun in the first place.
Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna have the new magazine style. I don't know if it's gonna have new stock on it. But most likely it should have a different stock. Don't quote me on it at all. But it's gonna look nice. I mean, worldwide, less than 400 units. Maybe 2 different colors. They're thinking about. At first, it was supposed to be a standalone model that kind of, I want to call it the Simon Platinum Killer on the 1321.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, let's just make it a little bit special. So, anyways, forget about the names, guys. You guys didn't hear it from us.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, that's it. So if you guys like it, put it in the comment, like how it's gonna have different look. You may not even, I don't know.
Yeah, this is all just hearsay. This is all just ideas that we're throwing around out there. So just let us know again if you would like that. Tomorrow we're picking a new E&L gun. So hopefully we can show people on the Instagram pretty soon. I believe Trinity from Taurus is showing up very soon too. Oh, okay.
Within like 2 weeks. And their fucking Airsoft paintball gun should be here too.
Cool.
I don't know why people would like shit like that. It's literally paintball gun, guys.
I mean, I guess it's a good transition over from paintball to airsoft, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess there's no paint to wash off.
Mhm.
All right, have a good night.
All right, you too. Take it easy.
All right, bye.
Would you guys be interested in that? Would you guys be interested in potentially a airsoft gun, very, very limited quantity, right? Maybe 2 colorways at tops, 13-to-1 gear set, gate MOSFET already pre-installed. Maybe, honestly, that caught my attention. And like at around $400, like I'm gonna be honest, that does have my attention. But let me know what you guys would think for it. Also, want to give another shout out to Mark, got himself another 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. Daniel got themselves another 5 chances into the giveaway, and so has Chris. Chris got themselves an additional 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. Guys, we have like literally 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes left of the live stream, so make sure you take advantage of the promos right here. Remember, any order for an airsoft gun that's $100 or more placed before 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you get yourself 10 chances. Any order that's $50 or more, again, that's the only thing that's required is the $50 subtotal. It can be an accumulation of things, it can be for one particular thing. If you want to buy a $50 gift card, doesn't matter. As long as it's $50 or more, you'll be getting 5 chances into the shopping spree giveaway. And remember, order yourself a GI Platinum 20th Anniversary Mystery Box. You'll automatically get free shipping, which should already be a guarantee, yes. But $174.98, the lowest cost prize on here is $175, so you're literally getting your money's back. Or you're going to be getting something even better, right? We got so many dope prizes on here, and there's no risk of you not getting it when you get entered in the shopping spree giveaway. There's no lottery. You're going to getting all these same great products that you order from Airsoft GI, but you are also getting this chance at winning $600. So make sure you place your orders with the guys that reward you the best. All right, let's keep on scrolling through and answering more questions. As an old school paintballer, I don't like the SSG1 style. Just saying, Stitch. No, it wasn't slander against former paintballers, dude. Don't worry. No, I was just I have seen it though. This is the thing. I have seen like paintballs, and I mean like they are literally just straight from the paintball fields, right? They're like, I kind of want to try this airsoft thing, and they hand them an SSG1, and they're like, you know what? This feels very good. This feels very familiar. And they were able to play very competitively with it, right? So it ultimately depends. Different strokes for different folks, as I like to say. Is Spagna Arms a good company? Spagna Arms? Spagna Arms, yeah, they're fine. Like, I got no problems with them. Galactic Ninja. Spagna Arms, I'll be honest, same fucking thing as Lancer. Yeah, I like them. I think they're dope. I think the value is there, depending on the model that you get, obviously. I think some of the Spagna Arms guns actually do look really good. I think there are some Spagna Arms models within the Flex series that I actually do like, and I think the value is there because they are going to be under $200, and it makes it a lot easier for players that maybe don't have that much money to get into airsoft. And I think that's great because there's more options, there's more models readily available that are going to be at an affordable price point for the everyday working man, and I think that's great. That's what I want to see. All right, GTG, everyone, have a great rest of your night. You too, Black Brick Ops, have a good one. Casper, sold. CP Killer, where's the pre-order link? You know what, Casper? As soon as we can get a pre-order on there, we're probably going to announce it on our Instagram and our Discord first. So, I mean, or even on live stream, we'll probably go ahead and announce it there too. Bossman likes to go ahead and give sneak peeks on these live streams. So, if anything, we'll probably go ahead and like link it there. Like maybe at some point, we'll say, hey, the link or the pre-orders are going to be available to be pre-ordered like come this day. He'll probably announce it on a live stream too, now knowing him. So yeah, that just stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. That it could happen. It very well could happen. Yeah, it keeps me on something. Fidel, sounds like it's coming from Arcturus or maybe Lancer. I mean, I don't know. I didn't say anything. Darwin's Arbor, didn't hear a thing. Exactly. Brewer. Yeah, then yes. Then yes. yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know what brand. That's true, Brewer. Yeah, gate brushes will usually cost you around $750. Oh, I mean, I guess it depends too, right? On the custom build alone, like yeah, I could see that being like $1,000 worth. Like I could see a build like that retailing for that much, but the fact that it would be less than like what? I think he said like around $400 is insane. Fidel, it would most likely be like an M4. It's gonna be like an M4, like an AR variant of some kind. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Make sure I'm not missing any more questions. starter gun answered that one already. Okay, I think we're caught up on the. I think we're caught up on all the questions right now. All right, let's scroll down to the most recent ones. Okay, Matthew Thomas, can you explain some of the upgrades that be done with the Arcturus guns from that mystery box? So if you're talking about the limited edition ones, okay, so limited edition Arcturus guns that like the SP1 carbine, the SP1 CQB, the PP19 Vityaz, the PPK20, and the AK12. Those are going to be the limited edition PE models. They're going to come included with 13-to-1 gear set right out of the box, a pre-installed high torque motor, and a Perrin MOSFET already installed in the Gearbox, which is really, really cool. Really, really cool, right? That's stuff you don't normally see at all in Airsoft. Because most gear ratios out of the box for most Airsoft guns are typically going to be like 18-to-1s. Motors can vary from gun to gun, but the high torque motor that they use is actually pretty solid. I actually am a very big fan of it. The 13-to-1 it's fast, like it's super fast, but it definitely can be faster. But the reason that I believe that it's a little bit slower than what you would expect a little bit, if you've been comparing 13-to-1 gear ratio builds for a while, Bossman actually noticed it too, is that it's most likely because the motor that they're using is a balance type instead of a high speed. But they do need, remember, you do need like a little bit more torque on the motor in order to pull back a stiffer spring, because I believe all those guns should be shooting like close to 400 FPS, so they need to be able to pull back a stiffer spring in order to accomplish that, right? So in order to be able to do that and be able to rotate at that rate is actually really impressive, right? So that's really fucking good, right? Because there's a reason why those guns are like super expensive, like 619. Yeah, there's a reason for it. It's because they perform really dope. Galactic Ninja, is SIG a good brand of airsoft? So SIG themselves don't actually manufacture Galactic Ninja. SIG is just the actual license holder. But as far as the OEM, if you're talking about like the SIG pistols, I believe those are going to be OEM by VFC from what I remember. They should be OEM by VFC. And yeah, as far as like all the SIG pistols that I've seen, yeah, I've been an absolute big fan of those. I love the M17, the M18. I think they're dope. I think they're really, really good pistols. Yeah, you honestly can't go wrong with them. Banger Airsoft, what's one thing you didn't bring that you wish you had for your first 40-hour milsim? Believe it or not, my first milsim-esque event was Operation High Tide. That was the first milsim event I ever went to, and that one was fun, but that was more of just a regular longer force-on-force day, right? That was several hours of play. But my first real milsim was actually Milsim West. It was the it was the event held in, oh god, what the fuck was it called? It's the one that's held in Hill 559 out in Clovis. One thing I wish I would have brought. I wish I would have brought some bigger and thicker gaiters, like leg gaiters for your boots, because man, oh man, that event was downpouring like crazy. I had to freaking trudge through freaking rivers that was literally waist deep. Granted, my legs aren't very tall, so that might have explained it. But still, I was pretty deep in the water, man. Something to maybe keep my clothes just a little bit drier would have been nice. Maybe just keep my feet a little bit drier. I did bring a change of pants and I did bring a change of socks. But still, maybe I should have brought some other gaiters as well, or maybe Gore-Tex boots instead. That probably would have been very cool, just to help keep my feet a little bit more dry, because my feet did get very wet, so I had to make sure to just take breaks in between and dry off my feet as much as I could, because I did not want to grow freaking foot fungus, man. I was not about that life. Brewer, I brought my girl's son an SG1 and he loves it. He's a speed softer though. I wouldn't rock one, but different strokes to each their own. Exactly, man. At the end of the day, there's so many different flavors and facets of airsoft, right? Who are we to say that one side is better than the other? At the end of the day, we're all playing, like Frank from US Airsoft Field said best, we are all playing a glorified game of tag, right? Seriously, don't take yourself too seriously. As much as I do the Milsim events, right, and as much as I love to do impression kits of stuff, right, at the end of the day, we're all just playing a glorified game of tag. No matter how serious we like to take ourselves, it's all just a game of tag, man, right? So however they want to dress,
doesn't matter. If they want to go ahead and rock around with these paintball guns, let them. I don't care. It's fine. They're having fun, right? That's the biggest thing. Is as long as they're having fun and they're enjoying it, that's literally all I care about, right? Obviously, we want you to buy it from Airsoft GI because at the end of the day, we're the only Airsoft retailer with your $20 plus order with a chance to win shopping spree giveaways. I'm just saying. But however you like to play Airsoft, you do you. Don't let anyone ever tell you any different, and don't let anyone make you feel bad about playing your specific version of Airsoft because everyone has their own way of playing. Do you?
Make sure I'm not missing anything. Isaias might as well finish telling us the goodness. Goodness of what? I don't know what you're talking about. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I think we should be caught up. Okay, let's scroll down to the most recent ones. I think we should be caught up on those. Eden! So sorry. I'm like, no worries, man. You just made it in time for like the last 11 minutes of the stream. Okay, this one comes from JS. Asks, should you stop playing Airsoft at a certain age? No. I mean, okay, here's what I would say. If doing any sort of outdoor physical activity is literally going to be a detriment to your health, as in it's a health hazard, or it could potentially kill you, no, not for Airsoft specifically, like, yeah, I'm allergic to Airsoft. No, I mean, like, you know, like if you're a really, really old senior citizen, then yes, I could maybe see that there being an argument for you to stop playing Airsoft. But I tell this to my fiance, I tell this to my family. You know, I'm in this for life, man. Like I'm a lifer at the end of the day. Like I'm gonna be involved in the Airsoft community in one way, shape, or form. Whether I'm working in the Airsoft industry still by the time I'm an old man, right? Or if, you know, I'm just a collector at that point. I just love collecting Airsoft guns because we actually have regulars that come into the custom showroom and lounge, and they're not players at all. They will play in their backyard, right? They'll play in their backyard plinking targets and just putting together a collection of guns that they can't own in their state, right? In California, we can't own a lot of stuff, but it doesn't mean they can't stop for Airsoft, right? So they'll own the Airsoft equivalent of everything they've ever wanted, right? And they have a huge collection, and they just love playing in their backyard. That's not any less Airsoft than playing on a field. It's not, right? Granted, I think that the best way, in my opinion, and the most fun way is to play with other people. But hey, you know, there are plenty of people who just collect Airsoft guns for fun or just have a wall of collectibles, right? That's totally valid. That's totally fine. For that, you know, I very well might be that old man, right? Even when I'm like old and I'm on my deathbed, man, I'm gonna still like have my giant collection of Airsoft guns. Right, I'm still going to have them, and no one can take that away from me. If anything, if I die and I pass away, I'm going to be giving those down to my son. And I'm going to tell him, don't ever fucking sell these. Keep these. These are family mentors. I worked my ass off, came from nothing. I had to spend all my money on these Airsoft guns, and like all the guns that I ever wanted are here. Don't ever get rid of them, right? So I don't think at any age you should stop playing or enjoying Airsoft. I think it's like Legos, man. Anyone can enjoy them. Let's see. Banger Airsoft. I'm running up 4 for a Benghazi event. I'm running a full on-man rope. Ooh, I like the Benghazi event. Honestly, I love like those like sort of like attack and defend events. They're super fun. They're simple. They're very, very simple, but they are very, very fun. Freaking... you guys know, all the regulars on the stream know that I've had many, many experiences with those types of game modes. Not voluntarily, involuntarily. As in, we were left behind by the rest of our faction or our team, usually NATO. We're usually left behind, usually due to bad communication on everyone's part. And we're left behind, and we have to defend this area from an oncoming siege of Rus 4 or militia. And even though we will, most of the time, die, there have been a few occasions where we have held our own for way longer than anticipated and actually survived. Does Isaias remember his first 40-hour Milsim? I do. It's been so long ago. I just don't remember the name of the actual... Like, obviously, yeah, it was Milsim West event, but I don't remember the name of the actual the operation. Because every op they do, they always give a very specific name. But I don't remember the name of that one, actually. I want to give another shout out to Chris, got themselves 5 entries. Stitch got themselves another 5 entry, and James got themselves an additional 5 entries into the shopping spree giveaway. Guys, make sure that you place your orders. Only a few more minutes left, only 7 more minutes left of the live stream. So get those orders in and get as many entries as possible into the $600 giveaway. Mason, my man, with the 10 entries into the giveaway. You have some of the highest odds right now of winning the giveaway. Guys, make sure you be like Mason and order yourself either the 20th anniversary platinum mystery box right now, available with free shipping for
$174.98 and a dope prize list and 10 entries into the giveaway, or get yourself an airsoft gun. If you already know what airsoft gun you want, just get it. Just get it right now during this stream, and you'll be getting the 10 chances of winning $600. Don't miss out, guys. You don't want to miss this opportunity. Okay. This goes from Soiga. Opinion on the KWA Ronin TK45. I like the TK45. I think it's really cool. It is a bit heavy for what it is. I mean, I don't mind it because I like lifting heavier guns, but I know some people want something a little bit... Obviously, the TK45 being... I want to say it's slightly more compact. For that gun, I know some people were expecting it to be a little bit lighter. I think the TK45 build quality is very good, both externally and internally. KWA's stuff is just always going to be top-notch, in my opinion. Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about the TK45. I think the only downside is the magazines. The fact that you can't buy the magazines individually. I believe that they're only available in 3-packs. I think that's kind of lame, but, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? Make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, yeah, answered that one, answered that one, answered that one. Okay, bro, I think I answered that question, Banger. Did I miss your question again, Banger? I thought I answered that one though. What's one thing you wish that you didn't bring, or one thing you didn't bring that you wish you did? I thought I answered that one already. All right, let's scroll down to the most recent questions then. Eden, will y'all carry the ENL OBZ 191 when it drops? I'm not familiar with the model, but most likely, if it's an ENL model, we'll probably be carrying it at some point. MOS is the one that's going to be like distributing, like obviously Arcturus, the Novus sites, and ENL as well. So I'm pretty sure it's only going to be a matter of time beforehand. JS, why can't the stream be longer? The stream starts at 7:30 p.m. and ends at 9:30. So that's a 2-hour stream, which is already pretty long. I wouldn't mind doing it a little bit longer, but also gotta be honest, I do have to go to bed at some point. I do have to go to bed at some point. I mean, who knows? Maybe. I mean, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I don't know if it would ever actually happen, but I don't know about a 24-hour stream. I mean, a 24-hour stream sounds like I see streamers like that doing stuff, like the 24-hour stream, 48-hour straight stream, right? Like, I don't know if that would be possible. I mean, I wouldn't mind the challenge. It sounds kind of cool. Let's see how long I can stay awake, right, before I crash. But, you know, maybe. All right, let's keep scrolling on. Let's keep scrolling on. Let's answer some questions. This is a 40-hour attack, 250 OP4 on 50 GRS. Hot damn, Banger. Damn, dude. Did you actually get 250 guys just signing up for OP4 alone? That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Jeez. I mean, honestly, I kind of like those odds. Why do I sound like fucking Din Djarin from The Mandalorian? I like those odds. That sounds cool, man. That sounds really fun cool. I would have loved to have done something like that. That would be freaking sick. I always love those attack and defend games. Honestly, the last time we did it, it was literally like, it was 9 of our guys within our PMC group, and I think like 3 additional like NATO and security guys that we picked up that just ran for their lives and held up within our embassy. So I think it was like 11, 12-ish dudes against like 300 something, and we still lasted for several hours. Like, hey, it can happen, you know, good coordination and teamwork, and you'd be surprised what a few guys can do. Ooh, okay. Eden, I wanted to go ahead and answer this question. Now, you asked the question earlier. I want to go ahead and show this to you. Let's see here. Yeah. It's going to be a little hard to see. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. There you go. There you go, Eden. Just, boss man thought I'd be, you know, wanted me to go ahead and show that to you. There you go. Did you get a good look at it? Get a good look at it? It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. Okay. It's at Pantera Training Center in West Virginia. West Virginia. That's going to be dope, dude. That's going to be freaking sick. We had over 200 last time. You damn! willing guys. That's absolutely amazing. Galactic Ninja. Boss man, Galactic Ninja was asking, do you know how much that one's going to be? We'll see. We'll see. I'm not too sure about the pricing yet, but we'll see. He did see it. He did see it. See here. Wait over too long, not too long, 24 hours.
JWP, I ordered the wrong size of barrel. Who should I contact? You can contact our customer service department at 909-869-0671. Hours from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. However, what I would recommend you do would also actually be to DM us directly. Instagram, Facebook, or Discord. You can DM Airsoft GI directly, and we can definitely get you helped out. Just be sure to have your order number to reference so we can know what we're talking about, what we're looking at here. But yeah, dude, JWP, we can totally get you taken care of, bro. Totally get you taken care of. About QBZ, not OBZ. I see. Lease fan 8034. I just got a Perun V2 hybrid and was wondering how much to install. So anything Gearbox work related wise, we're not able to go ahead and check in right now because we are looking still for a full-time tech. But yeah, that's unfortunately gonna be the answer for that one. So I got, are the mags proprietary for the TK45? Yes. I believe it's only the TK45 and I think, is it the Mod 2? I think the Mod 2 magazines are going to be compatible with it as well because they are cross-compatible, but I believe, for the most part, yeah, it's not like you're going to be able to find like the, like you can't run the PTS 9mm style, like the EPM, like the 9mm style magazines. Those will not be compatible with it. It's not compatible with any other style. It would have to be the KWA magazine specifically. Am I missing anything? I was at the gym, so missed most stream. Hey man, you gotta get that lift in, bro. You gotta get that lift in. Clorp asks, would a tracer be a good investment? Yes, it would. So ultimately, if you want the tracer, then I say go for it, right? It's like anything else. But with the tracer unit, you know, if you especially play indoors or if you play in an outdoor setting where it's very, very dark, I can totally see that being super useful and super handy, right? Like that's gonna be very, very nice as far as like being able to see the trajectory of your BB. Cheater checking as well, you can see the BBs bounce off a lot easier. I think it's absolutely worth the investment. For me, I really like the oh my god, what the fuck is it called? Like the Spitfire style trace units where it actually gives off a simulated muzzle flash. I think that's really dope. Answer a few more questions. Answer that one. Thoughts on the Elite Force 1911 TAC? I think you meant TAC instead of a G. Yeah, you did. I love it. I've had that gun for years and years and years, and it still works just fine. I would highly recommend you pick one up as well. Like with trace units, lease fan. How much normally though? I think at the time it was like $80 for the tech work generally, but again, pricing might change when we get a full-time tech. Okay, guys, I think yeah, it is 9:31. That is going to be the end of the stream. I want to go ahead and yeah, that is going to be the end of the stream, guys. Thank you all. Again, that's going to be the end of the promos right there. Now, all the promos right here, the $50 orders placed before 9:30 p.m., the $100, those are now effectively gone. That is it. That is over. Thank you, guys, to everyone that joined up and watched the live stream. It has been an absolute blast. Guys, make sure if you haven't already, place your orders for the GI Platinum 20th Anniversary Mystery Box. Automatically getting free shipping. You can still get the 10 entries that way. This is still the for surest way to get as many entries as possible into the giveaway, right? If you were, say, a newer player, you didn't have that much money, and you wanted to get something really, really dope that you might not ordinarily be able to afford, this would actually be a really dope means of doing so, considering how many of these prizes are absolutely awesome, right? Even the lowest tier prize that you could get is going to be the cost that you're paying, $175, $174.98, that you're getting your money back, right? Especially with that free shipping. So you have really nothing to lose at that point. The only thing you're going to be getting is maybe something even better at that point. So I would highly recommend you pick up this mystery box. We don't have too many left. Quantity is incredibly limited, so order now while you still can. We still have plenty of items that are going to be on a shocker deal. These are going to be the best deals possible that you can get on the airsoft market, right? Again, we're talking like some crazy stuff on here. We're talking VFC, we're talking G&G, we're talking LCT, Tokyo Marui, like some crazy ass stuff that you don't want to miss out. That's literally going to be on a shocker deal for like a little over 2 hours. A little over 2 hours, that's how much you have left to go ahead and place your orders, right? And take advantage. Again, field ready combos, that's always going to be another great option for you as well. But guys, I want to give a big thank you to everyone that joined me on tonight's live stream. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys found it entertaining. I know Bossman came in and we was able to go off some sneak peeks as well. That was really, really dope. So appreciate to Bossman as well. If you guys want to support the channel directly, make sure to shop for all your airsoft goodies at Airsoft GI. Helps keep the camera rolling, helps keep me streaming.
So make sure to go ahead and place your orders and get an entry. Remember, Shopping Spree giveaway is happening this Thursday. $600 can be yours, and the only thing you gotta do is place a $20 order to be entered. That's literally it, nothing else, and watch the actual live stream. It's gonna be absolutely dope. Again, I want to extend my thanks to everyone that joined. Thank you so much. It means the absolute world to me that you chose to spend your free time hanging out with me, hanging out with Bossman, and hanging out with the rest of the Mayo Gang. And I will see you guys all